Andreas, if you're speaking, you're on mute.
Okay, hello everyone. I think as you can see, this is the time already is starting. This is 12:01, so we're going to start our training today. Um, my name is Andres Maida. I'm the agent ambassador, and today we're going to go over the Appulate training and learn how to submit. As you can see, that's my contact information. You can reach me at that email, and you can also reach our support team at support@appulate.com. And yes, all microphones will be muted during the webinar. If you have any questions, please write them down, and a recording will be shared with you within 1 to 2 days. So for today, we're going to go over a little bit a few things, but before that, before I start that training, I will share with you another thing. I just want to share with you a few details about Appulate, and just for you to know actually what we are in case you're not familiar with that or what's your experience. With Appulate, give me 1 second. Yes, with Appulate, we have been 20 years in the industry. We have over 4 billion annually processed premiums. We have over 200,000 agents registered, and we have over 35,000 agencies registered. We've been actually here for a long time. We are in good hands, and right now you're going to actually take a look at a little bit about our platform and actually how to take advantage of this on our standard version. And basically that's right now. And let me start with this right now. So I think we have a little few people already, and if anybody joins, that's good. Just remember to write your questions down, okay? So for today, what we're going to do, what we're going to do is, give me 1 second, let me pull this up. Actually, I have it on my other screen. Okay, so here, this is our Appulate platform, okay? Whenever you go, this is our web link. This is appulate.com browse. This is actually this is the main login page. This is the main landing page of our platform. And for you to log in, what we're going to do on this section, it's in here, the login. I already have my account set up, but in case you don't remember that you created an account a few years ago, or maybe you made a submission and you don't remember, you can click on forget password. Or I think everyone here should already have an account, but in case you don't have one, please do. Basically, you can sign up. It's easy. It's really easy, pretty straightforward. So let's log in. This will be your landing page. But before we go to go to any quote section or anything, for you to actually understand the best way for you to actually take advantage of the platform, we're going to go over one little tool here. If you see over here, once you log in, you will see the toolbar at the top. Over the tool section, you will see the Appulate uplink. This is the first thing that we're going to go over right now. What Appulate uplink does is a special tool that allows you to bring the information from your Accord form onto the Appulate platform. If you're using maybe an AMS or maybe you're just using a viewer like Adobe or anything like that, you have your PDF document with your Accord information of your client. That information will be bridged onto the Appulate system, and I will show you actually how to do it. Just remember that there's a few system requirements. There's a supported AMS list. Please check those out. It's pretty easy to use. It's pretty easy to install. If you have like more questions about it, or maybe you are kind of a little bit complicated on that, you can go under the installation instructions. You can follow them. Our engineering team and our team has created a lot of useful instructions for you to actually feel free to use them. Okay. And what I'm going to show you right now, it's actually how Appulate works and how you do it and how to start with it. And for that, I do have a document ready here. Whenever you already, when you already finish the process of installing the app link onto your PC, you will have your document, your AMS, your PDF document, wherever you have it. What's really good about this feature, it's here. You will see your print section. Under the print section, you will see the Appulate uplink here. When you choose your printer, you will see the Appulate uplink. What this will do is that once you click on print, it will ask you to log in onto the Appulate platform. And once you log in, that's actually what's really cool about this is that it will identify the line of business that you're working on. As you can see, you will see that right now it's under workers' compensation. Make sure that the document you're using is for the correct line of business that you're working. If you choose another one, it will give you a warning, but we truly recommend you use the correct information to have the accurate information bridged onto the Appulate platform. And this is not the only way to start, and that's what we're going right now. If you click on continue on the bottom right now we already created a profile for this client. However, I'm going to show you a second way for you to do it. I'm going to go over here on the all the insured. I'm going to delete this one. Over the insured, all insured, this is where you will see this. I'm going to delete this one because there's two ways for you to start. One, it's through the Appulate uplink. That's the way that we recommend for you to do it. But there is a second way for you to do it. And this is, I'm going to delete this one. And also under the insured section, this is, as you can see, there's no insured yet because for an example, if you just created your account, you will see that you don't have any client yet, but we want to create another one. Without the uplink, there's another way. Here at the top, this gray box, create new insured from Awkward. That's something that we can use as well. In case you're using another PC and you just want to access your account, this is another way that you have for you to start a new client. We click on here, and I already have one ready here. Gold up, and this is our test that we're going to use today. Just give it a few seconds, and it will be it's the same process. It will identify the workers' compensation, the line of business, and your client. It will bridge all that information to the Appulate platform. We can click on continue. So those two ways you have available and are pretty easy to use. So, but if you have any questions, remember, you can write them down and we will address them later. And for today, so now that we already have all that information, for an example, you will actually kind of wondering where is all the information that we just bridged, where's that document, how does this work? First, what we're going to go over today is below the Appulate logo, you will see the name of your client. And besides those two, you will see the workers' compensation, the WC, that means that it's logged under workers' compensation. Once you use one line of business, that's the line of business that you're going to work today, unless you selected a package. I'm not go over that because that's a little bit more advanced, but under this situation, that's what we have right now. Workers' compensation, and besides it, you will see also the calendar. This is where we will select your effective date for the quote that you're working for the client. I'm going to choose tomorrow for an example. We click on save. Whenever you see a save button, use it. If you make any change, those changes, if you do not click on change and save and you made any type of change under the Appulate platform, those changes will not be reflected. So make sure to click on save if you have made any change under any part of the process that you're working on. So now to the next step, we're going to click on this because this actually you can click on them. This is your client. This is your client's profile. We click on here, and as you can see, this is your client's profile. And this gray box on the left side, you click on edit. This is the client's information. You can edit this information. You can edit if there's something wrong or something like you want to adjust, there's something that you can do. If you make any adjustment, please do. And we click on save here. It's pretty easy, but you can adjust those few things. And in the middle, you will see the workers' compensation. This is the quote that we're working on today. You may have a for a GL, or you may have another line of business, and you will see them as well here. But this is the quote that we're going to work today, the quote request. And below this, you will see insured, quote request, and compare quotes. These three, they do work as tabs, so you feel free to click on them. Under the insured, you will see all the data from the Accord form bridged onto the Appulate platform. You will see all that information. This information is completely accurate. You can review it if you want to, but you can also adjust it if you need to. You can add a new record, you can adjust details, you can adjust numbers. That's something that you can do. Everything here, you can edit it. So it's a really good feature that actually the agents do appreciate a lot, because it saves you a lot of time when it comes to quoting and getting information from your client. And what we're going to do here right now is actually one of the best features, actually, when the agents do appreciate. As you can see here, there is a blue button here, send to complete. If we click on this, what this will do is it will create a questionnaire. This is for you to send a questionnaire. For an example, if you have this document, but it's incomplete because sometimes there's missing information and that information was not provided by your client, or you just don't have it, you can send a questionnaire to your client directly from the Appulate platform. You will choose your contact in case you already have one, but you can also add a new contact if you need to. I'm going to choose this one. I'm going to click on the bottom right, next. And here you will see all the sections of the information that you have. For an example, this is where you can do it. You will choose the sections that you need. For an example here, if I just want, for an example, this section of the individuals, yeah, this information is the one I need. And here at the bottom right, below, besides the next and cancel, between those two, you will see the preview. This is the questionnaire that you will be sending to your client. That means that your client will be just answering the questions that you need, not all the questions, just the ones that you need. Okay? These are the ones that you need. And this is a secure link that doesn't require any login. So once the questions are answered, that information that once the client already filled the, for an example, completed this questionnaire, you will have that information available in the Appulate platform. Once it's completed, it's already available for you. And you will receive a notification in your email as well about that. And that's really, really a really good feature. If we click on next, if we click on next, after we already have everything set up under the questions that you need them to complete, there is you can send an email to your client. And here you will see that you can adjust or anything, you can do everything here. You can include a document, you can include more instructions or anything like that. You can do that here as well. And you can also include yourself if you want to include somebody else, or if you just need to include the sales department or your agency or something like that. You can also do that by yourself here. This is completely editable. Okay. So now that this questionnaire section is completed, we can go back, and everything is already here. And now that we're already good, we can go over the quote request. Before we deep dive on how actually we go under the quoting section or anything like that, we're going to go over one really important thing, because you want to understand the markets that you have available. And here under the help section of the toolbar, you'll find a submission matrix. Okay, under the submission matrix, I know this might seem actually a little bit overwhelming, but don't worry, it will make sense once you start working with Appulate. As you can see here, you will see the market's name, and if you hover your mouse over these abbreviations, these are your line of business that you work with. Whenever you see this open brokerage and this orangey clover, that means that you are able to get a quote without being appointed. However, you are only able to bind if you are appointed. And I'm going to say this back because I don't want to create false expectations. You can get a quote without being appointed, but for you to bind with them, you need to get appointed. And here, The other ones that are available are these ones. Whenever you see this green clover with the lightning icon, those are mostly you will see them together or you will see the green clover by itself. What does that mean? The green clover, it's an Appulate partner market. That means that you will be able to create or you will be able to actually to code the process or the whole coding process. You'll be able to do it in the Appulate platform. You will see it in shortly, so it actually kind of like it makes more sense in a few minutes. And you will receive the code. You will be able to bind it even actually. But here, whenever you see this, the green clover and the lightning icon, that means that you will be able. These are partner markets, and you will receive an instant quote. That means that after you completed the process, the coding process here, it will let you know immediately if the code has been rejected or if you're going to receive a quote. That will be immediately. So you will see that actually it's really cool. It's really easy. It saves you a lot of time when it comes because you don't need to leave the platform at all time when it comes with this. So it's really good when it comes. You will receive the documents. You will see it in a short moment. And the other one that you will have is the submission. The submission, it's also a partner market. However, with the partner market, they have a really good they are partner markets, but they do have their own platform because their platform works well. However, they are partner because you will be able to work with us and also with the platform, but in their own portal. You won't be doing it in our portal, but you will be able to gather all the information if you want to, like for an example, this insured section, all of this you will be able to gather in the platform, but then you will be actually moved or basically directed onto the carrier's website for per se. You will see them, and don't worry, it's really good features. And now we can go back onto the Appulate platform. We can go back to the quote request. And remember, you have this option available here. If you want to check it out a little bit more, you will be able to here under the help section, submission matrix. This is where you will find this. Now, for you to understand a little bit more, we're going to go over here. Under the market name, you will click on Find Markets. This is actually where everything comes to life, right? So we click on Find Markets. And today, we're going to use, for an example, employers testing. I'm going to this market. And what you will see here is the green clover and the lightning icon. That means instant quote. We can receive an instant quote if we do everything right, right? So for you to start the process, on the far right, you will see Start Quote. And this is where we're going to start. We start this quote. And as you can see, what this does mean is that employers already, since they are a partner market, they already work with us. There is already, everything has been set up here. And what exactly does this mean is that they already like let us know what questions do they need from the client. So these will be a specific questions that they need from you and that will need to be answered. And what we're going to do is here is I'm going to click on no just for you to understand something really quick. Is that as you can see, there will be any specific questions. Whenever you see these red numbers, those are the questions that you need to address. Okay. And for an example here, I do have a number here ready. Give me 1 second. 1 second here. For an example, I do understand here they will ask us for a few numbers or something like that. I'm just going, this is for 2163. I'm just going to use this one for training purposes. And as you can see here, there's a few things. For example, Markle yes, Markle no. If you need to do that, you can do that. I'm going to click on no here. And here, for example, no, 10%. No. Okay, I still have one missing. Let me see. Oh, no. Okay, now as you can see, now we can actually request a quote because we don't have any red numbers available anymore. We actually remove all those and we can request a quote. What this will do is that we will receive a quote. Since this is a testing on worry, we're not going to bind any policy or anything like that, but I just want to show you all the process so you can know what's going on. Okay, so now we have indication generated by employers testing, right? So we do have this. If there's a quote or something, it was, for an example, if it was declined or anything, you will notice. You will receive a notification that, hey, this client has been rejected or something like that. You will see that type of notification. But here, for an example, we receive a quote, and you have this quote, And what we're going to do here, for an example, you can change the status: accepted by the insured, declined by insured, producer, canceled. What we're going to do today is that we're going to go over like accepted by the insured. Okay, you can even submit to underwriter if you need to. And right now, because we have it like it was accepted by the insured, correct? Under the triple dots here at the far right as well, you have a few things that you can do here. You can review questionnaire. Feel free to check those out as well if you need to. But what we're going to do today is that we're going to upload a quote. For training purposes, I'm going to choose this one, Andres test. Okay. If you need to fill out a few details, you can do them here. Quote number, you will check this out. You'll be able to do them. Effective date, you will check these things and you will be able to change them if you need to. Okay, we click on save, and we have the quote. Okay. Now that we have a document, and for example, it was accepted by the insured, we're going to do something. You can even bind it here, but what we're going to do, we're going to mark it as bound. If whenever you see a market and you mark it as bound, they will ask you a few information before you mark it as bound and everything. But once at the bottom right, you'll see the mark as bound, and you mark it as bound. This is something really important. Mark as bound will create a policy in Appulate. You can bind the real policy only on the employer's website. That can happen. You might need to actually like bind your policy in their carrier's website. If it's a partner market, sometimes you'll be able to bind it here as well. We're going to mark it as bound in this case. Okay, so now that we already have this policy, okay, we have the summary on the left side. Here, this is the summary of your profile of your client. You can include a policy number. You can adjust a few things if you need to. You can place if this is a renewal for you. And this is one of the most important features that you might need to take over or might need to understand. That's the automatic remarketing. What does the automatic remarketing means? The automatic remarketing is that whenever you have your client, whenever you have a policy, you're going to buy a policy, and this tool, what it will create, it's a new record for you. For an example, since we set up the effective date for tomorrow, that means that 90 days prior to the expiration date of this policy, of the renewal date, it will create a new record for you. Once you submit any information onto the Appulate platform for this client, that information will be available for you again. So you won't need to start from scratch. That renewal, that will create a new record for you. You might need to do a few tweaks, or maybe you might need to do a few changes or something like that. But you won't need to start from nothing. You will have all this information available again for you. So that's a really, really good feature. If you click, you will click on this, and as I mentioned before, you click on save. Okay, now you have this. You created a new remarketing request. And here, for an example, you will, if you need to upload your policy, you will do it as well here. Andres test, open. You do it here. Okay, that's your policy if you need to. However, there's another few things that you might need to do. For an example, in this situation, maybe you forgot to add something, or your client tell you, hey, this is something maybe was not included. There's a few things but since this policy is just an active policy on our side, we can revert this to the quote process. This is not a specific policy inside your carrier yet, inside the carrier. So there's a way for you to revert this. Here, there's these triple dots besides create certificate in this. Here, you will see revert to request for quote. We can do this. And just to point out, whatever you did under the policy panel that we just saw, whatever you did there, it will be lost. For an example, uploading or the remarketing. If you mark as bound this again, you will need to make those changes again. That's something that needs to be done. Okay. And the next section, it's here under the compare quotes. Because this is where you will actually share your quotes to your client. For an example, we do have this one here. This is the column of the quote that we just did. but maybe you have 2, 3, 4 quotes that you want to share to your client. You will be able to share them actually to your client. You will select on those, the ones that you want to share, because it's unnecessary for you to share, even though you have 4 quotes, you just want to share 2, or maybe you just want to share 1. It's up to you. But for an example, you have all of this and you can click on here, share with the insured. You will choose your contact, for example, this one, and here, preview insured portal. So you can maybe double check or maybe check if everything is correct, and you will see how the client will see that. Here, workers' compensation, here's the quotes. For an example, if there's multiple quotes, you will see multiple columns with different quotes, the document, and like effective date, like specific details. And also, they will be able to check the questionnaire. All that information will be here as well. Okay, that's something that you can do. It's a really good feature. It's a really good feature. And here we're not going to send it, but we can click on escape. Okay. Now, moving on to the next part, because if I'm not mistaken, also, I just want to let you know in this situation, because this is basic information. Remember that you can write down your questions in case you need to. And also, if you have more information, maybe that you might not find it clear, or maybe you want to deep dive a little bit more. Remember that we also have under the help section, we have the help center. Here we have the help center. There's more information. There's a lot of details available for you guys in case you need to review this, in case you might, for an example, if you want for submission types, you'll be able to find it here. Also, the information is here. There's a lot of frequent asked questions here. You will be able to find also like for an example regarding the uplink. Those information is available. And up to this moment, we have reviewed all the process under the quoting process, for you to like the basic ones. And remember that we also will have tomorrow. We will have another one with a little bit more of advanced features. And this will be all for today. I don't know if you have if there's any questions written down or anything like that.
Yeah, Andreas, we haven't had any questions yet, but anybody who's got any questions for today, the mics are muted, but if you could simply just put a question in a questions box, we're happy to answer any of those questions for you. Looks like Amy, you have your hand up. We're not opening mics on this call, but if you could put your question in the question box, that would be great.
Yes, this recording will be sent out. You will receive it in 1 to 2 days.
All right, no other questions. As Andreas mentioned, we're going to have another meeting tomorrow, another webinar tomorrow with more advanced features where we go into, like how to get loss runs, how to get what certificates of insurance, other features that are built into the platform. We're going to dive deeper into those features tomorrow. So if you received an email from us with a link in it to join, please do so there. Or if you clicked on the website and you found that we have the webinar for tomorrow, go back to that original place and register for tomorrow too. I feel like tomorrow, if you're familiar with Appulate, tomorrow's going to be probably a lot better fit of your time. We'll be going into the deeper stuff. It looks like somebody had another question here.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Amy, yeah, you're going to get a copy tomorrow.
If there's another question?
I think that's all we had, Andreas. It looks like we're good for today.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you all for joining today. If you need to join us tomorrow, feel free to do it. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.